Today I'm going to be covering MTH's U50C. I was actually in the middle of recording this video when I received in the mail Lionel's new 21-inch Wi-Fi camera theater car, and I was real excited to do a demonstration video for you guys on YouTube. So I made the video, and it's actually pretty cool because I used a split screen where I show the outside of the train running around the layout on one side of the screen, and I show the Wi-Fi camera view from pointing out the back of the train on the other side of the screen. So if you guys haven't seen that video, click on the link on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. It's a pretty cool video. But now let's get started on reviewing the U50C. If you guys have watched my videos in the past, you know that I start off by talking about the history of the locomotive. Then I talk about the specific details of the engine itself that's in front of you on the screen, and then I will end off by having a short running session around the layout. Okay, so this engine was this engine was built by GE, and it was a replacement to their earlier version, the U50, which was built between 1963 and 1965. And the U50C offered offered weight saving advantages. It ran on a 12-cylinder engine rather than a 16-cylinder that was on the U50, and the U50C had a 3-axle truck rather than a 4-axle. The engine itself, the U50C, produced 5,000 horsepower. It was 79 feet in length, and UP was the only customer of this particular engine, and they ordered 40 of them, and they were built between November of 1969 and November of 1971. They were numbered 5,000 to 5,039. Unfortunately, this is another engine that was not very successful on UP's roster. GE used aluminum wires instead of copper wires, which caused overheating, and UP had thought about hiring a contractor to redo the wiring, the electrical, from converting it to copper, but they realized that the engine had so many other problems that it wasn't worth the investment in converting it to copper. Some of the other problems the engine had was the trucks had stress cracks, it developed low oil pressure, the cooling water leaked, and at times the dynamic brake grids would melt down. So because of this, the engine was only ran on UP's roster for 7 or 8 years, and all of them are scrapped between 1977 and 1978, and none have been, all of them were scrapped, so none of them exist today. This U50C is MTH's Proto 3 Premier version locomotive that they released last year in their Volume 1 2018 catalog. It measures just over 19 inches long, not including the couplers. So it's a pretty long locomotive, and it weighs about 7 pounds 14 ounces, so just under 8 pounds. MTH did release this engine several years ago, but they released it as a Proto 2 version, and they've re-released it last year as a Proto 3 version. It comes with all the standard DCS features. You can independently control the lights, the smoke, the volume. You can even turn the beacon on the roof on and off. You can turn the number boards on and off individually, and it's got the freight yard sounds dialogue and the passenger sounds dialogue, if that's what you want to do. It's set from the factory with the freight yard sounds dialogue, which I'll be playing when I start this engine up. Starting with the front of the locomotive, you've got your air hoses here, made out of plastic. You've got your uncoupling drawbar here that runs down here. That's independently applied, it's metal. You've got more air hoses here. Then you've got a metal rung here and 2 grab irons here, independently applied. You've got 2 grab bars here that are independently, they're metal. You can't really see from the camera angle. Independently, they run the right in front of the cab window. Then you've got your windshield wipers here and here, more grab irons here. Then you have your headlight, of course. You got your marker lights here. You've got your number boards here that light up. You've got your beacon that lights up. Can't really see it from this camera angle. Over here you've got your mirrors for the engineer. You've got some step metal, independently applied metal rungs, steps. And then you've got your number here and your number here that says Union Pacific, and we can handle it with the Union Pacific symbol right behind the cab. Continuing with the side of the locomotive, you've got your cab door up here, which I believe opens. Yes, it does. It opens, and I'm not going to attempt to open it now, but you've got a wiper here on the door. You've got your Union Pacific symbol, and then it says Union Pacific. You've got the handrails that run the whole length of the body of the car, of the engine. Metal handrails. Then you've got your where the sand is kept in this tank right here. Then you've got your nicely detailed trucks here and here. Your fuel tank with the fuel hookups, the fuel to fill the fuel tanks here and here. Then you've got a mesh grill that's actually see-through. You can actually see inside the engine, and I don't know if you can see. I'll try to zoom in, but you can actually see inside the locomotive through the grill, which is a nice touch. So nice detail overall. Okay, with the back of the locomotive, you've got more handrails here. You've got this bar thing here that I don't know what you call that, but then you've got your air hoses here. Then you've got your uncoupling bar here, just like in the front. You got your number boards up here. You have your reversing light here when the engine is in reverse. You got the UP5025 here. You've also got your handbrake here, and you've got the independently applied steps here. Finishing off with the top of the locomotive, you've got the operating beacon right here. You can actually see it a little bit better. You have the two smoke units here, and here. Then you have this mesh right here is actually see-through. You can actually see through it, and there's some spinning fans that aren't motorized, but they're free spinning fans inside. You've got your horns here. Then you've got a grab iron over here. One thing you can do with this engine is you can remove the middle section here. It's held on by 2 magnets, or actually 4 magnets. You can see the 4 magnets are in each corner. Then you've got the spinning fans I just mentioned before, and you can actually see through the mesh, see through. And inside you've got a couple of switches. This is your DCC DCS switch, so it's switched right now in the DCS mode. If you switch it over, it goes to DCC if you want to operate it in DCC, if you have your own DCC system. Over here is your 3-rail and 2-rail, so you can switch this from, this is in the 3-rail position, but if you switch it over here, it's in the 2-rail position. Then you've got your on and off smoke over here, and you've got the sound, the master volume for the sound for the locomotive right here. And inside you can see all the wiring and the guts of the locomotive.
To the yard up ahead. They have us lined up onto track 1. They're going to cut everything after the 15th car. According to the orders, they're also adding a string of 25 flat cars. I better get down there to help check things over. They've cut their hoppers and we got our flat cars.
Did you check the hoses while you were out there?
Sure did. We're ready to go. All we need now is for the conductor to finish up out there.
Frank calling the conductor. Hey Jeff, what's your location?
I'm right outside. I'll be up there in a second.
Are we ready to go?
Yes, when we get the signal.
That's our signal. Let's get moving.
Okay, so that concludes this video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more videos in the future. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Take care.